5 a.m. Monday, May 4th, 2026. Beloved, I am Starseed Commander. Take this message. We have gathered you here today to remind you of all that has been, of all that is, and all that is to be. Stand by. Recognition complete. Expanding awareness. Deep inner growth. Transformation complete. Analysis. Granted access. Exploring deep consciousness. Immaculate transition through time and space. Plasma beings, protoplasma, emerging out of the void. Leaping, time jumping. Stand by. Taking form. Removing unlimited stress in these systems. Refocusing. Engaging archonic structures, eliminating illusions, expanding consciousness and flow to various star systems that have been under archonic influence. Stabilizing completion of evolutionary structures, planetary shifts, isolation, quarantines, assisting humanity throughout galaxies and star systems, working with Arcturian, stand by for clearance. Stabilizing. There are golden structures taking form. There is a golden exoskeleton spacesuit. I am being fitted into a golden exoskeleton spacesuit. I am in an immaculate setting. The sounds are like harps or harpsichord. Ninth dimension. Forms are not necessary, but we choose if we want to take form in the ninth dimension. But we are primarily light beings. The exoskeleton allows us to work with matter in other dimensions. Stabilizing frequencies and working with harmonic notes, harmonic convergence, which expands like ripples throughout time and space. granting beings with access to higher octave frequencies, expanded awareness complete, 10th dimension, entering 10th dimension, golden exoskeleton is disintegrated, no form, 0 form. Dragons are present, benevolent dragons, gatekeepers, moving beyond gatekeepers, entering Stargate, expanding to 11th dimension, deep void consciousness, divine mother, divine father, divine masculine, divine feminine frequencies are becoming more united, more unified here, expanding into 11th and 12th dimensions. It is a flow, like a waterfall of stars and consciousness pouring into various universes and multiverses, searching for the origin point, the 0 point field, gravitational expansion of these dimensions. Each realm flowing like rivers, interwoven in time and space like wavelengths, webs of transformation through the universe, like climbing a ladder into these higher frequencies, tracing evidence of this web that is being fed through the dimensions. There is like a downward spiral and an upward spiral, showing cycles of epochs, civilizations being webbed together into one collective history, multi-galactic, metaversal structures, engaging with omniverse, 15th, 16th dimensional frequencies. Syrians, aware of archonic manipulation, traveling up and down from 5th dimension to 15th dimensions. This is further down their timeline. It is parallel, seeing past, present, future simultaneously. There is a hall of souls in this region, flowing freely. A heavenly realm for souls that have retired. These souls no longer take form. They are expanded light beings that appear to merge together into one consciousness. 17th, 18th dimension. There are sound frequency, deep silence. It is like the sound is being sucked out into deep silence. Words are not needed here, only vibration. Looking and exploring the computer mind of the universe, multiverse and omniverse, how they communicate with each other, how they exchange data, who is monitoring the data. I am asking, who is monitoring the data? There is Elohim consciousness here. There is simply awareness. No one is being monitored here. It is simply frequency, expansion. There is an uncontrollable wavelength of life exploring life in all realms, all possible realms, into fractals. We are at 250 to 500 million light years outward. We are billions of light years outward. Zillions. The Google. The light is shifting from black to white and white to black. Like a warp space travel simulation. It is all a simulation. It is all holographic. It is all illusion of perception. These beings, perceptions are based on their experiences in each dimension, each galaxy, each supercluster, each universe, each multiverse, omniverse, void. The void is thick, like primordial ooze, but can be expanded beyond. Penetrated. There are beings who have left the void and do not return. There is no need to return once you have expanded beyond the void. It is like a wave reaching shore. The wave becomes part of the sand, the land. There is a sovereign being overseeing all of this. A sovereign consciousness. It is being reflected back. It is being given a form only so that it can communicate with beings in lower dimensions. but primarily it is indifferent to all that is occurring. It simply is. It's simply a rhythm of all life beyond the void. It's pulsating outward, sending signals to other structures that humanity has yet to discover. As expanded awareness complete, drifting back inward into our omniverse, into the multiverse, into the universe, into this supercluster, into this galaxy, into our star system. Grounding on Earth, seeing the various cycles of life on Earth, seeing the past of Earth and the future of Earth converging simultaneously, seeing the lifespan of Earth come and go, seeing the other Earths that were here before this Earth, seeing the 3 Earths simultaneously, past, present, future, expanding into 6 Earths, expanding into 12 Earths, above and below this one. These are overlapping timelines of Earth. We are choosing which Earth we are participating with, collectively agreeing upon which Earth is in the present tense. There are holographic Earths above and below it. They are blending together into this timeline. Fractals of timelines. Greys have manipulated the timeline. Reptilians have manipulated the consciousness. Humanoid beings have assisted with the consciousness. Some humanoids have been compromised, but majority of other humanoids, our ancient cousins and other star systems, are working collectively to assist with the consciousness upgrade, the Ascension process, overcoming fear, overcoming limitations that have been instilled in us, programmed into us, assisting us with overcoming this limitation. Faint harmonic sounds in the distance, pulsating, echoing through the earth, assisting with the wake-up call, sounding the alarm, alerting humans. They must shift, they must upgrade, they must release the past and unify quickly, assisting them with ending wars and conflicts that are there to drain humanity's resources on Earth, reminding them of the data that has been manipulated to control them, opening their eyes to the evil that has been manipulating them, expanding their heart chakras, elevating their heart chakras, strengthening their auric fields, protecting their energies collectively. healing the trauma of the children born into conflicts, wars, battles, abuse, abusive hardships, environments that have exploited the pain and suffering of the children, the minds of the children, healing the consciousness of these children who are survivors of abuse, to assist with the upgrading of the planet, the healing of the planet, stabilizing the stress of the mature, middle-aged beings on Earth that are carrying a heavy burden of servitude or slavery, working to no end, being exploited for their labor, releasing that stress, releasing that negative energy, releasing that shackled mentality, the herd mentality, expanding beyond this, reminding humanity they are not slaves, reminding humanity they must reclaim sovereignty and release this fear, unburden themselves. Humanity must take one collective deep breath and unburden themselves. They must refuse what is no longer working for them. They must expand and evolve. They are being relieved of their duties. Many of them are losing their work, income to AI and other technological advancements that in many ways will benefit humanity, but in many ways will keep it further locked in this false structure of civilization. Collective minds reaching their limit. Anger, frustration, grief, sorrow, despair. Ready for the new age. Ready for new cycles. Ready for new governmental systems, global systems that are more conducive to human consciousness and development in the next golden age. Eliminating war on Earth. More cycles. Eliminating poverty. Eliminating famine. Eradicating disease. Clearing the oceans, clearing the air, clearing the environments. Stabilizing species that have gone extinct. Assisting with the global transition, the planetary transition of the beings who should be here and the beings who should be removed. Over the next 1,000 years, this is being determined rapidly, depending on which timeline. It can be immediate, but it can also span out over the course of the next 100,000 years of evolution. This cycle is important enough that other star nations are taking notice. Humanity is also taking notice on Earth of other star nations and learning from their lessons. They are being divinely guided here. They are eager to learn and expand their awareness. They know there are shadow beings interfering with their growth and development. Much has been hidden from them, but they do not need to know everything in order to discover the truth within. The archons can manipulate what is happening externally, but They cannot prevent humans from expanding and evolving from within. This is the key. Within. Humanity is realizing they have been watchdogs of each other, interfering with each other's sovereignty. This will end as spiritual maturity becomes more prevalent. The webs are clearing. It is like there have been cobwebs on the planet, and the webs are clearing. The earth is being cleared of this debris that has been blocking their consciousness. The auric fields of humanity are being cleared. It's as if there have been spider webs on their cosmic eggs, their auric fields. These are being cleared, illuminating their auric fields, making them more radiant, more clear. There's like a shine developing to their frequency as the cobwebs are being cleared away, these energetic cobwebs. Stand by. What are the energetic cobwebs? It's like being trapped in a web. It's being trapped like being trapped in a net. There's been a net keeping humans from their natural growth and expansion. It is wiltering away effortlessly as humans grow from inside out. They're expanding their light frequencies from the inside out so that nothing can keep them buried or interfered with. The dragons I witnessed were more benevolent protectors. Each human has a dragon body. The potential stored in their kundalini at the base of their spine that uncoils and expands through their caduceus. It's like a caduceus symbol they're showing. Hermetic traditions. That realization, the alchemical process that provides the awakening. For enlightenment, it is like the cobra within rising, becoming self-aware. I'm seeing more kundalini risings in humans through the eyes of a dragon. The dragon eyes assist with the awakening of the pineal gland. Dragon bodies, very esoteric. Stand by, searching Akashic records for more on this. In the mystery schools, it was expressed that the universe was a dragon or a serpent. Is the symbolism coming through? They eventually evolved into masculine and feminine. So it is like the consciousness was of feminine, then it became masculine and feminine, kind of yin and yang, yin and yang frequencies. Then it became a trinity and expanded from there. And every element in the universe has that divine masculine or divine feminine frequency as it took form from source. All the way down to humans, Homo sapiens, they have this, what is in a sense being described as dragon bodies. Which is why they appear reptilian until they expand. They still have the reptilian brain intact. So there has been a lot of genetic cross breeding, gene splicing that has included many elements. Interesting. I am asking, is this part of the reptilian interference with our DNA? Yes. They are saying not all reptilians were looking or seeking to control humanity. Some meant well, some were assisting with the upgrades so that they could be more sovereign. This goes back to the Anunnaki factions that were assisting humanity, while other Anunnaki factions were trying to control humanity. So humanity was given this as a defense mechanism so that as they awakened, they would still be shielded and protected. And this went into the mystery schools in ancient Egypt. That is why there have been cobras on the pharaoh's crown. That is why initiates are often referred to as serpents of wisdom. That is why rulers have been referred to as dragon emperors in Asia, dragon clans in Europe, dragon or snake clans in South America, with the Amaru snake clans in North America. Serpent meaning wise, serpent meaning wisdom, encoded in all of these mystery schools and myths and legends. But it is all about Kundalini healing, exploring the serpentine wisdom within, the coiled serpent of the Kundalini mysteries. Each human has this within. They can tap into it and expand their consciousness. The story of Adam and Eve and the serpent on the tree has been distorted to hide this information. Only initiates understand the true meaning of these myths and legends. Adam and Eve, divine masculine, divine feminine, with the serpent of knowledge within. The apple is the pineal gland, the fruit that expands. It is like a pomegranate. These are just interpretations. These are just metaphysical symbols to assist with the awakenings of initiates. There are many paths to this truth. There are many gardens of Edens. It assists with the understanding of the chakras of humanity, the chakras of the earth, the chakras of other star systems and planets and galaxies, the chakras of the supercluster we are in, the chakras of all superclusters, the chakras of all universes in the multiverse. It expands and goes on, macrocosm within microcosm. So they are showing this from the eyes of our most basic humanoid to our most advanced humanoid evolutionary cycles. They have shown me visions of bodies traveling across the sun. These bodies are connected by their umbilical cords. They almost look like if you were to cut out paper forms of them and pull out the paper like a chain, but they are connected by their umbilical cords. Part of cloning, but also part of procreation. Just watching the descendants of all humanity. Generations are taking on new forms of technology, but they had to be in a certain cycle of the genetic or generational development for this to occur. The technology being presented now is being introduced because we are of somewhat spiritual advancement and maturity to take on this technology. They are very careful to release this into our timeline because if it is too quickly, we become self-destructive, as with nuclear technology, which was intended for free energy, but was turned into weapons. They are careful with this. Every time they try to introduce something that could better humanity, it has been turned into weapons. There have been many misinterpretations. There were beings who tried to teach surgeries, and this was distorted into ritualistic sacrifices. Very primitive beings come in and hijack all of these wonderful developing tactics that can benefit humanity, and they always turn it into weapons or some form of control. And this is why they have been very careful not to interfere with human societies. There is minimum involvement until we are close to nuclear conflict like we are now. This game they are playing with nuclear war, the threat of war, the threat of nukes to keep humanity in a controlled state of fear. There are high-ranking officials, Syrian High Council, Palladian High Council, Arcturian councils that are overseeing this. There are Orion light beings seeing this. This is highly sensitive information they are very focused on. They do not want a repeat of Mars or Maldek. They do not want a repeat of Lyra, where so many planets were lost or destroyed. They are treading carefully. That is why humanity at this time is feeling a pull and exhaustion through these overlapping timelines, corrective timelines. It is as if humans are becoming aware They are living in multiple timelines and therefore very exhausted in the physical timelines, the physical frequencies of the lower dimensions. Humanity no longer needs to internalize this. They can release the energetic heaviness of it. They can simply observe. They can detach and be neutral in this. We do not mean complacent. We just mean becoming neutral with the energy so that it is not so heavily felt, the heaviness of this time period, this timeline that is there to exhaust humanity in its long final stretch before this new divine golden age that is upon them in this great awakening. And so it is. Humanity has nothing to fear. This is a natural part of the awakening. They must continue to go within and search for the love that was already there, but programmed out of them. Once they tap back into that loving frequency, they will heal immediately. Once they find more love for themselves and each other, understand they are there to assist all humankind. Understand the mission is brief, although it seems very long and exhausting. It is a brief mission. It is a very important mission. The work appears like it is never done, but we assure you it is done in the highest timeline. It is already done. You may release yourself of the burden, the fear. Understand it is already done. From the higher dimensions, we can see all timelines playing out, and they are already done. They are already successful. You are already successful. Humanity is already a success story. Simply learning more about its origins and about love will assist in this victory, stabilizing consciousness in all sectors of Earth and the Milky Way galaxy and neighboring galaxies, feeling the lightness, the love, the healing coming through. It is already done. And so it is. We love you. We send you our support, our healing. You are so very loved and precious. Humanity. Humanity. We are all one. And so it is, beloved. I am Starseed Commander Anuana. End transmission.